Welcome to another edition of the Travel Calumet Original Podcast. I'm your host, Rick Sense, and with me today are Lindsay, Meyer, and Louise Marum from the Calumet County Parks System. Is that a fair way of describing you both?
Yes.
Okay. And we thought it would be a great idea to get the Calumet County Brain Trust on tourism together to talk through and give everybody an update of the wonderful and exciting things that are taking place in Calumet County this tourism season. So, Lindsay, I'm going to turn to you first and ask you what is new in the parks that people should know about.
A couple of really exciting things that we have in 2024 here is out at Calumet County Park, right on Lake Winnebago. We have a new bathhouse that's going in on the south end of our campground. So last year we actually unveiled 8 water and electric sites in that section. Really nice view overlooking the lake. So this bathhouse is an addition to add some amenities on the south end there. We also have our camping cabins that have been going up for a few seasons now, so those are going to be ready at some point this summer. They'll sleep up to 4 people in each. We have 2 separate cabins, and they have full bathrooms as well as air conditioning and heat. So we're really excited to unveil those later this summer, and people have really been looking forward to those.
Just so listeners know, you might hear some babbling brook in the background. We're actually at Ledgeview Nature Center today. And if you've not had the opportunity to visit, I would really encourage you to do so. There's just some really cool things to see inside and outside. Way more cool on the outside, by the way. But the cool stuff is inside too. You can even go sturgeon spearing inside the building. So, but with that, since I brought up Ledgeview, I'll turn to you, Louise, and just ask you. You have rumor has it there's this kind of big event coming up out here at Ledgeview. Could you maybe talk to people about what that might involve? I heard something about like cavemen or something.
We have a caveman and woman adventure run walk coming up here on May 11th, the day before Mother's Day. So this is a fundraiser for our friends group. It's a really fun event. We've been running it for a couple of years now. It involves running or walking on 3 kilometers of the trail system here at Ledgeview. There are a number of different obstacles that you also get to complete, including the observation tower here, a little bit of a rock climb in the quarry, and of course there's a leg through the cave system. This is a family event, and after the run there is a picnic. So we have a band out here, and we'll be having your regular Wisconsin picnic, brats, burgers, drinks, bars, and listen to some music here in the park. So it's a really fun time to get the family involved in being outdoors and doing something physically active, as well as connecting with other people in the community over a picnic.
So now you said you get to run through the caves. Did I hear that correctly? That there's an actual part of the leg of the race you can run through a cave, or part of the cave?
There is. I wouldn't say I'd encourage running at top speed. We will have the cave system lit, but the floors are uneven there. This tends to be more of a fun run situation for families than a competitive run. But you can run through the caves, and you can even crawl through one section if you want to. Now, you don't have to. Now, I should mention that we encourage people to bring the whole family along to this event, including their dog, but we won't be allowing the dog to come into the cave system. So there'll be a place for you to leave your dog outside the cave system.
Okay.
If you intend to bring Fido along that day.
Okay. And I hear there's cool swag that's taking place. People are going to be dressing up, and maybe talk a little bit about that.
Sure. It is a caveman adventure run, so we encourage everybody to come dressed up as caveman, cavewoman, cave boy or girl. We will have a prize for the best group of people that are dressed up. Also, each person that registers for the run will get a t-shirt. Now, you do have to register by a deadline date in order for us to be able to organize those t-shirts to be available. The t-shirt will have the logo of the Caveman Run, which is a couple of cave people running along with a little dinosaur dog, and it's a red color this year. So if you've joined us in past years, you'll get a chance to get a different color t-shirt this year.
Lindsay, you plan on running that this year?
I will be working the event.
You'll be working
So
the
I'll be
event.
encouraging everybody's costumes.
Okay,
Yeah.
great. I've seen pictures. I have to confess, I have not been to the Caveman event before, but it looks like it's a lot of fun. And you do have people that do dress up for it. So if you're thinking, well, should I or shouldn't I would really encourage you to do it because there's going to be a lot of people there that are dressed up in cave attire. So Lindsay, going back to you on the park side, I know this winter was kind of a weird situation for a lot of us here in northeastern Wisconsin. Can you maybe talk about how that impacted your prep for the coming tourism season this year?
This winter was definitely unique. We had the opportunity to actually get a lot of outdoor prep done. So that was actually really good for us. We were able to get a bunch of landscaping done, the new cabin area, and just kind of get out in the park and get some additional work done. So our crew was really stoked about that. Now this new dose of snow kind of put a damper on some things, but we actually do have a couple handfuls of campers out this coming weekend, and we've had campers all winter long that have been able to take advantage of the mild weather.
And how's your summer looking? Is it pretty booked up already?
Yeah, so we are definitely pretty booked up now, depending on the date. So don't think if you don't have a camping reservation that you can't get in at all. Weekends tend to fill up pretty quickly, but we have a lot of weekday availability. If you're looking to use some vacation days, maybe come during a little bit of quieter time of the week. So definitely still get out.
So if I decide to pack up the kids and bring our bikes, I'm assuming it's okay to bring my bike.
Yep.
Could you maybe walk through some of the things that I'd be able to do out at Calumet County Park, for example?
Absolutely. So a couple of things that we see families really enjoying out at the park, whether they're camping or just visiting for the day. We do have our mountain biking trail, the Sun Run. There's a map on our Calumet County Parks website. A lot of people enjoy coming down from the valley or even traveling up from down, I should say, from the Green Bay area for that trail. Is really well attended, and we have a lot of hiking trails a few miles throughout the park. You can check out right along Lake Winnebago as well as the Niagara Escarpment, travel through a couple of different habitats, if you will, and we have a lot of wildlife in the park as well, which is great to see even though we do have the campground.
Mm-hmm. And if I have a boat, I can bring that too, I hear?
Yep, absolutely. So our boat harbor at Calumet County Park can accommodate many different boats, and if you want to bring your boat overnight during your camping stay, you can do that as well.
Kayaking, I could go kayaking if I wanted, canoeing,
Yes.
all that's welcome.
Yep,
And
absolutely. And actually last summer we just started kayak rentals, and we have a new ADA fully accessible kayak launch as well. So a lot of our local residents have really been enjoying that, as well as our weekend visitors.
Okay. Any unique events do you have planned for the summer besides the Caveman Run?
Well, we're pretty excited that our cave system is going to be opening up again here. We're done with the bat hibernation, which happens over the winter, and that's why we closed the cave system. So we will begin offering public tours again from the last weekend in April, and those will go on every weekend. You can go down and see Carolyn's Caverns, and generally they're at 1 o'clock, although we would encourage you to check our website for the tour schedule and also to make a booking. If you haven't been in the cave system before, it's a wild cave system. There are 4 pretty large caves there, but they're connected by crawl tunnels, which is really where the fun starts. So the naturalist on staff likes to give an interpretive tour and encourages the kids to crawl through the tunnels. Now, if you're an adult and you're a little concerned about your knees on the rocks or being able to fit into some of the spaces, you can access every cave by using a ladder. It's a really fun family activity, so we have those going on throughout the summer. Now, if you like something a little more challenging, the last Saturday in each month we run an adventure caving tour, and this is for people who really want to get down and dirty. So we'd encourage you to check our website for a little more information on that one. So that's our cave tours we have going on throughout the summer. Along with that, we like to provide public programming for families. We're pretty excited about our guest speaker series. This year we have different live animal education events, one each month booked. Guest speakers will be coming in, they'll be bringing animals, and kids have an opportunity to learn about these animals in more of a hands-on or interactive way. So check our website for each month for details on those programs coming in.
Sounds like a lot of fun. So you both have been working for Calumet County in the parks for quite some time. I won't mention years. And could you maybe each of you, and I'll start with you, Lindsay, kind of just, what would you tell somebody like from Milwaukee or Chicago that's thinking, why would I want to come to Calumet County? What things would you tell them to come and see and why they should make the effort to get here?
Sure. So I would really encourage, people that are traveling from a bit of distance like that, to understand that there's something to do for the entire weekend. It's not that you're just coming up to do one of the really cool cave tours at Ledgeview, or you're only coming up to go kayaking on Lake Winnebago. There's so much to do for the entire weekend. And what we'll actually see families do specifically at Calumet County Park is they'll come up, for the weekend. They're going to be camping, but then they take a drive out to Ledgeview and they're going to do the cave tour, and then they're going to check out some of the other attractions and cool restaurants and shops in the area, come back to Calumet County Park. Maybe they're going to go kayaking or hiking for the day. We also have weekend activities out at Calumet County Park where we actually have the animals from Ledgeview Nature Center that do a little spotlight tour out there as well. So there's so much to do in the area aside from just these little small events. You can really make a true weekend out of it.
And Louise, what things would you recommend to people?
Just tagging along a little bit on what Lindsay had said about there being such a good range of activities here in Calumet County. Myself, I really enjoy the outdoors, so I would look towards the fact that we have state forest here and lots of great hiking trails for the families. We have the High Cliff State Park, as well as Ledgeview and other county parks, Trillion Wildlife Area, and families to get out together and enjoy the natural environment. Of course, I think that Calumet County is also the perfect place to enjoy the Wisconsin supper club scene. Being that I'm not from Wisconsin, that's something that I find particularly endearing about the culture around here. We have some great supper clubs in Calumet County. So if you're staying overnight or for a weekend, I'd definitely check out one of those as well.
Yeah, and for the listeners that don't know this, that Calumet County is actually the supper club capital of the Midwest. So if we're the capital, we must have a lot of cool supper clubs to come and take a part of. Looking forward to the season, and then, I hate to rush through the year, but fall is just a beautiful time here in Calumet County, and it's probably the most gorgeous time of the year. Can you maybe give everybody a little hint of what you have planned for the fall this year?
So kind of looking forward towards the fall, out at Calumet County Park, aside from the wonderful views along Lake Winnebago, the Niagara Escarpment, and then of course the trees changing color, we do a few activities each month as well, just to get the public out in the parks and maybe do something crafty. We might do a bird hike or a guided painting workshop. We've done like beginner crochet workshops before, and just some different activities like that. So trying to just get people to continue being outdoors, still socializing, of course checking out the wonderful views along Lake Winnebago, and then of the colors changing as well.
And do you find that there's a disproportionate number of people that come and take advantage of the park system in the fall compared to other times of the year?
I'd say we stay pretty busy all year round, but the demographic of people that might come during, the spring or the summer or the fall definitely changes. We have a fair amount of people that travel throughout the state to chase the fall colors, if you will. I believe they're called leaf peepers, from what I've heard. So we do see people traveling to see the fall colors.
Okay. And at Ledgeview, you have just a wonderful array of collection of trees already with the cave system. What kind of things draw people's attention here in the fall?
Well, definitely leaf peepers. I really like that, Lindsay. Definitely we get an influx of people hiking through September, checking out the fall colors. But in terms of programming here at Ledgeview, we have a candlelight cave tour that we do every year to celebrate Halloween. This year it's coming up on October 20th and 21st. We also do a trick-or-treat woods walk here at the end of October. So the kids get to come out and actually do their trick-or-treating in the woods here, along with a few fun characters. So that's what we have planned so far for fall. We will continue our public cave tours through to the end of October here.
Lindsay, what kind of things are being thought of for future development here within the county park system?
Well, right now we're really taking an initiative to manage invasive species throughout the park system. So a lot of that involves just addressing like buckthorn and garlic mustard and things like that before we can really look at development in the future. We're really looking at what we can preserve throughout the parks system instead of just solely development. But upgrades to the campground is ever changing. We're adding water on a lot of our sites, so a lot of the campers are really enjoying that, and then just really working on our trail system as well, potentially, adding some more trails, re-signing the park, and things like that I think people will enjoy in the future.
Louise, if people want to take advantage of the Caveman Run and all the fun that's going to happen that day on May 11th, can you maybe let listeners know how they can register and sign up for that event?
Sure. So the easiest thing to do is to go to our website, which is Ledgeview Nature Center, that's all one word, .org. Right there on the first page, you'll see a little hand and it with a link that says to register for all of our programs here. That will take you to a calendar. And if you go to May 11th on the calendar, you can register through the calendar system for the Caveman Run.
Do you remember the date that I have to register if I want to get the cool swag, too?
I believe it's April 10th.
April 10th, okay.
Thank you, Lindsay.
Yes.
Lindsay gets to work on the back end of all of our reservation systems, so that's the sort of thing that stays in her mind.
Yes.
That's great.
I'm lucky I don't have to...
Quite the team we have collected here in Calumet County, folks, so take advantage of all the hard work that's being done on your behalf. Lindsay, just final thing for you, if people want to get more information, maybe get a reservation set up, how do they go ahead and do that with you?
Sure. So we actually have two websites, not to make it complicated, but reservecalumet.org. That's .org. That's our main reservation site where you can actually book your camping stay. Or if you would visit us at calumetcountyparks.org, that's a little bit more information on the Parks Department as a whole, but also campground information. All
right. And listeners, there's also travelcalumet.com for that kind of brings an umbrella to all this process with the tourism opportunities here in the county. So again, thank you, Lindsay. Thank you, Louise, for being with us today, and looking forward to a great tourism season this year. And again, I really can't stress enough and encourage enough the listeners out there, for those of you that have not been here, to take the time, make plans. It's worth the drive up from Chicago, from Milwaukee, from over from the Twin Cities, even from flying in from New York, if you want to take advantage of all the wonderful things we have here for you to see and do. Until next time, thanks for listening. Take care.